Hi there. Actually, hold that thought. I think we're going to need more wine. It's a Friday night. The club is closed. You're stuck with me. Let's get into the story time. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mufaro Mazudze, and today I have a story time. It's the time that I ended up dating a married man. Insert almost. This is going to be a chit chat, get ready with me type of video. So what had happened was I worked for an individual, right? It wasn't like a company, it wasn't like a professional place of employment. I worked for a certain individual, and it was like we worked in a office, a very small office, and I worked with this other lady. Me and this other lady worked for this guy, this man who was over 60 years old, just to sort of like give a picture. So all three of us would be in this office every day, and I would help him with his clients' books. Yeah, it was sort of like a job I needed because I needed the money, and yeah, that's a story for another day. So one day I'm at work and I'm thinking my knockoff time has arrived. Okay, actually prior to that, the boss had left with one of his family members. So one of his family members first came to the office and was like, hi, he introduced himself, and that was that. I didn't suspect much. Okay, so they left, and when my knockoff time arrived, I decided, let me go home. It's time to go home. I have to go study. I would knock off at 4. I had asked the guy, like, can I please knock off at 4 because I need to study after work. So he was understanding and he allowed that. So 4 o'clock arrives. I go outside and try to catch a taxi. Before I even lift my hand, my boss arrives in this car. Now I don't know cars. I don't know cars. I'm not good at knowing cars, but it was a nice car, like a fancy car. And he's with this individual, his family member, and I'm about to stop a taxi. Then he quickly gets out of the car. He's like, get in the car. It's like, Pina Mota. I'm like, I'm Zimbabwean. He's like, get into the car. And then I'm like, okay, do we all of a sudden need to rush to a client? What's happening? So I get into the car because I highly doubted that they were going to kidnap me or anything. And also, it would have been rude not to take a basic instruction from your boss, right? So mind you, my boss has left the car. Now it's just me and his family member, whom I've never met. I don't know him. We are not close. He's not family. I don't know who this guy is. And he was like, he'll take you home. So I'm like, okay, how kind. Okay, I can save taxi money and get a ride home. Nice deal. I didn't think much into it. Let's go home. I like saving money, so like, let's go home. I get home and I get in the car, and this guy says, hi. And this actually happened a while ago. So now I'm trying to think, like, what did he say? He was like, yeah, I think it was like, hi. Yeah, he introduced himself. Let's call him Ben. Okay, he's like, hi, I'm Ben. I'm like, okay, hi, I'm Mufaro. He's like, the part I remember, he was like, because like from work to home was about a 30-minute drive. If there was bad traffic, it would be like an hour drive. So he's like, I've got 30 minutes, because he put like my address, my home address, into his like GPS thingy-majiggy. He's like, okay, I've got 30 minutes with this beautiful girl next to me. Then I'm like, okay. So this whole time I'm sitting there in the car, and this guy is like, he is like talking, and we're chatting, and I noticed there's a ring on his finger. I'm like, surely he's not married and out here telling women they're beautiful. And the ring was like, yeah, people have different tastes when it comes to rings, but I'm like, maybe it's a fashion ring, but it was definitely on the marriage finger. I'm like, okay, maybe it's for fashion, I don't know. And he was an attractive man. That was a surprising thing. I would say he was like in his late 30s perhaps. I'm like, okay, let's go with this guy home. Then he started saying that he would like to dance with me. That's the part I was like, hey man, you know, these guys our age would never tell you they want to dance with you. So like, you know, this whole story made me realize how easy it is to actually end up dating a married man, you know. So yeah, we in the ride, I think we talked about just, yeah, random stuff, work, school. Then he was like, I would like to go dancing with you one day, go wine tasting with you. Like, he basically sold the soft life, you know, the soft life. So eventually I get home and he gives me his number. Okay, I didn't give him my number. He was like, take my number. I'm like, okay, I took his number. And then he was like, guy was like, once you get lonely, give me a call. I'm like, you? Okay. And I mean, he had this fancy car, like fancy. He was driving this fancy car. He's like, yeah, once you get lonely, you can give me a call and we can chill, hang out, go for, I don't know what he said. So I save his number. Okay, I get home, I'm like, let me save his number. I go to my WhatsApp, I open the chat, you know, maybe I want to say hi because, you know, girl is impressed, what, you know. He was an attractive man, though he looked like, at least he refused to tell me his age. He was like, no, I'll tell you that when I'm more comfortable to tell you. I'm like, okay. So what had happened was, I took his number. Then I get home and I open the chat and I notice it's him and his wife on the profile picture. I'm like, hey man, so Vele, he's married, the ring, profile picture, wifey and him. I was like, delete that number, Futek. I deleted that number. I was like, no, you know, guys, to be serious, I'm now gonna move on a serious note. I think that as women we need to be more woke. Okay, it's no secret that many of us have dated married men. Okay, and I think that we need to be more woke, because I asked myself, you know, men always make a calculated move. I asked myself, what did my boss and his family member, it was actually his cousin, what did they talk about before trying to trap me like this? I was like, I am trying to get trapped. And the scary thing was, I noticed how easy it is to actually find yourself in such a position. And I think that in that moment I chose to respect myself, I chose to value myself, and I thought about it. I'm like, you're married, you've got kids, where exactly in your life do I fit in, you know, and to achieve what purpose? What I don't think I will be able to give you what you would probably want from me. First of all, I don't think this would end in love, you know. I don't think that this is the type of relationship I'm currently looking for. And to be honest, these men find so much pleasure in prying on vulnerable girls. Okay, I don't want to go dive deep into it and expose people, but I've seen this with my own two eyes, because in that moment I also realized how fortunate I may be that I don't need to date a married man in order to have dinner, or in order to be able to go to school, or in order to be able to provide for what I want. And I realized that not everyone is fortunate. Now, do I justify women dating married men? Of course not. But can we judge? Hell no. Because you don't know someone's situation. You just never know. We all come from different walks of life. We were afforded different opportunities. And also, you know, as someone who is a Christian, I thought, you know, it's really true. The devil doesn't come looking like the devil. He doesn't come with two horns on his head. He will present himself as this sheep. He will present himself as an angel. He'll come looking well packaged, because who doesn't want the soft life, right? And I think most women, it's not that they don't have food, but people want the soft life. People want to people want to romanticize the blessed life. But to be brutal, guys, they are taking advantage. They are making an example of you. They don't even love you. They pity you, you know. And in that moment I was like, yeah, these niggas are trying it. I'm like, you trying it? You are trying it? You think I'm trash? Because to be honest, I can't judge other people, but had I gone along with it, had I actually like saved his number, texted him, met up with him, I would actually classify myself as trash. Because, you know, he's not even trying to hide the fact that he's married. You know, it's clear that his intentions are bad. So, you know, it was an eye-opener for me, guys, and an eye-opener into how exactly do you end up dating a married man. And another thing that I found very, very interesting is how he touched on, when he gave me his number, he was like, when you get lonely, hit me up. And loneliness, guys, like, let's talk about loneliness, okay? Let's talk about loneliness in your single season. I think they were just probably very curious, like, who is this girl? Who is this young lady? Where is she from? Do her parents love her? Which is why sometimes, you know, your psychologist will tell you that, you know, most of these young ladies who date married men, they do have, you know, father issues. Maybe there was no father figure in their life, and they sort of want to get that from a married man. And also, like, I'm Zimbabwean, like I mentioned, and there's this new Zimbabwean singer called Holy 10. He recently released a song called the name of the song I believe is Kumbakune Vanu. But the song is talking about how sometimes we are not looking after the girl child, right? And yeah, I think it's deeper than material things. I think it's also attention. Like, give your girl children attention. And I'm not saying this will mean that your child or your girl child will not date a married man, because to be honest, like I said, the devil, He comes neatly presented into your life. He will not come with two horns on his head. He will come neatly presented. And also, some men do hide the fact that they're married. Okay, this guy was not hiding it. I don't think he was even trying to. And sometimes women can be naive in the sense you be like, nah, he's gonna leave his wife. No, he ain't. And even if he does, he's going to replace you pretty soon. That is 99.999% of the cases, guys. He's going to replace you soon. So this video is just about self-love. Okay, love yourself, value yourself, and if you're bored, learn something new. I've been in that place where I've been bored, but for me, how do I cope with it? I have a YouTube channel. I bake. Learn something. And it doesn't mean that, you know, especially on YouTube, you can learn pretty much anything on YouTube. Go to school if you can. You know, find a job. Try find a job if you don't have food, because really, yeah, it's heartbreaking, guys. It's really heartbreaking. And these men, they don't care about their image. They don't care about taking advantage of a young lady, a young vulnerable lady. But it's life. It's tough. It's not easy. That is it for my story time today. And I would say that I learned a lot, you guys. I learned how easy it is to date a married man. Yeah, sometimes you can just end up in that situation, and sometimes they hide it. But I was sort of like, but yeah, I wasn't ever gonna date a married man, like, no. If you enjoyed my story time, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, leave a comment, and also let's start a conversation in the comment section. Who do you blame for cheating? Do you blame the guy, the married man, or do you blame the young girl? Do you blame the young girl's parents? Where's the problem? Because I fear that cheating is so normalized nowadays, especially in the Zimbabwean society. You know, you see memes that talk about a husband having a girlfriend, and I get so confused. I get very overwhelmed, and I get very concerned about what my future holds for me as a young woman. And I get very touched because I think we are in a culture of normalizing it. We are in a culture of normalizing the blessee and the blesser lifestyle. And is it even worth it? You know, let me know in the comment section. Is it even worth it to get married if you know that he's gonna cheat, he's gonna have a girlfriend, he's gonna have a side chick? Are we supposed to just accept that men cheat by default? Is monogamy realistic? You know, these are conversations we have to have, because these are conversations we have to have because the consequences, you know, putting your wife at risk, you know, with the Katlego Mabu story, I just find it all overwhelming. So I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section. I love you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Love you for watching. Bye.